I firstly complete the patient's file card with the name of the attending dentist, patient, and technician, as well as the scan date. I confirm with OK, and then specify my restoration in the administration stage. In this case, we have a bridge restoration in which we wish to design a 3-unit bridge with a divided attachment. For this, I firstly click on the crown and specify my attachment distally. I select a milling unit and the material. I confirm with OK, and then specify my secondary bridge framework. Bridge restoration, crown, and the Pontic intermediate unit. I place these on my attachment. I confirm the milling unit and material again and press OK. You then see 2 bridge restorations, 24 with my attachment and 25 with a Pontic and 26 with a bridge abutment. I then come to the scanning phase, in which I scanned the upper and lower jaws with the buccal scan in order to register the occlusion as in the articulator. And I also have a wax-up which was scanned under Biocopy upper jaw as a reference point. Add to catalog Biocopy upper jaw. Once all scans have been concluded, I come to the model stage and can now register the buccal scan. Using drag and drop, I move the scan to the areas where my model lies, and the software registers this automatically. I then go to Model Axis Setting. I perform mesial and distal alignment along all 3 axes. I confirm again by pressing OK. In the model stage, I can also hide the adjacent teeth and draw the preparation margin. For this, I firstly click on tooth 24 and trim the restoration, i.e., I start with a double click, then click once to fix and click twice to end. I then hide the adjacent tooth and draw my preparation margin. I double-click to start and click once to fix. Since I do not have a saw-cut model, in this case, it is more expedient to change to the manual mode. For this, I click once on the spacebar and click twice to end. Correct the preparation margin if necessary. After this, I specify the bridge insertion axis. The undercuts on the restoration are highlighted in green. I change the insertion axis. The insertion axis is shown by a yellow arrow and can be corrected here via the crosshairs. I click on OK to confirm. The same is done on teeth 25 and 26. It is not necessary to trim tooth 25, as we do not have adjacent teeth in the proximal region. I then go directly to draw preparation margin. I start this by clicking twice. Click once to fix the line, and click twice again to end. I click on tooth 26, trimming of the restoration. Double-click to start, click once to fix, and double-click to end. Drawing of the preparation margin, click twice to start, switch back to the manual mode, click once to fix, and click twice to end. If necessary, also change the preparation here. I finally specify the insertion axis. No undercuts are visible. I confirm with OK and am now switched to the parameter mode. In the parameter mode, I am able to set the parameters for my pontic, i.e., my occlusal and proximal contact strengths, the pressure on the gingiva, and my lingual opening angle if desired. The same applies to tooth 24. For the fit of the preparation, minimum wall thickness as per the material manufacturer's recommendations, margin reinforcement if desired. Milling radius correction for a direct fit and to block out undercuts. Next, I can set the parameters of my divided attachment. This includes the height, length of the attachment, as well as the width, gingival clearance, adaptation to the gingiva, and spacer value for the divided attachment, i.e. for the secondary framework. I confirm with OK and am then given an initial proposal for all three restorations. In the design mode, I can still change my restorations in line with the anatomy. For this, I activate my tool wheel and can now rotate my restoration to bring it into position if desired, and also change the positions. I then select the Shape tool, Circular, to bring my restoration into occlusal contact, or to reduce the contact strengths, close interdental spaces, create an emergence profile, and to avoid undercutting minimal wall thicknesses. I move it outward slightly toward buccal. Also close the proximal contacts here. If I wish to move the cusp tips, I view these from the occlusal perspective and change them then. For this, I can display my lower jaw and can also change the anatomy again if necessary. The same is done for tooth 25, occlusal contact strengths, and also tooth 26. We have a very strong occlusal contact on the distal margin, which is moved slightly. I check my proximal surfaces. To do this, I click on Model Trimming and can see my pleasing proximal surfaces. Next, I attend to the divided attachment. I activate Restoration 24, deactivate Model Trimming, and double-click on the divided attachment or activate the restoration, right-click to create a matrix. I then jump to the milling mode, where I can change the position of my attachment in order to move or, if necessary, rotate it. If the attachment is completely displaced, i.e. it is out of my telescope angle, I can activate Recalculate with a right-click, and this is recalculated in the first proposal. I then activate Create Matrix and can mill out my divided attachment in the milling preview, or alternatively export it in order to mill it using the Stack software, or to save it as an Infinident file. Teeth 25 and 26 undergo the same procedure. I activate the milling preview and can now mill out my secondary framework with the InLab software, or opt to export it as Stack or as an Infinident file. I then select the milling unit and am now ready for milling.